just want to make sure that the sound works, guys, so I came in a minute early for this. So I'm going to wait to make sure that you guys can hear the sound. Can you hear me now?
Or are they looking at you that way?
No, they're not looking at me that way.
Go sit in front and look and start talking, and they'll say whether
Can
they
you
can hear
hear me running? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Let's make sure.
No one's saying that. Don't know.
Yep, we can.
Okay,
Good.
there we go. One person. Yeah.
Awesome. I want to make sure that I am heard. Because my microphone has been having issues this whole entire time, and then all of a sudden now it wants to work again. So, hey, look at me. I'm working. So, hey there, guys. I'm Tiffany. Welcome to my quilting life. Today is Sunday, so Sunday, where I inspire you to sew on a Sunday or any day of the week at that, because we have some fun making things up here at Tiffany's Quilting Life. When you get a chance, can you plug that in? I totally forgot that part.
Oh, the charger? Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so let's see who is here since I'm in a little tad bit early, but we're going to see Brenda, Paula, Gwenny, Karen, Lillian. Where am I at? We got Glenda, Milena, Nancy, Kat, Joy, LQ3, Cynthia, Carla, Libra, Dee, Judith, Mary, Kat. I think I already said Kat, but I'm not sure. Melissa with Practically Creative, the Quilting Lady, Dar, Carla, Saneda, Tamala, Lisa, Deborah, Janine? I don't know how to say that one. Sorry if I butcher it. I butcher names all the time. Joy, Karen, Vicky, Donna, Kim, Tanya, Shelly, Julie, Ellen, Nana, Moldy Lasagna is here. Irish something lady. Sail lady. Irish sail lady. Martha, Tamala, and a lot more. So if I missed your name, I am very sorry, but I try to move things along a little bit faster now since the chats have so many people in them. So there's that, and the bot works, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, so today, let me take a drink real quick.
Your new cup?
I have Magic Potion. Everybody else uses it, so why can't I? In my new cup from a subscriber, which is handmade. Well, the cup itself was probably purchased, but the designs on it was made for me with purple and flowers and butterflies. So there's butterflies there and there. So adorable. So I got my Magic Potion in there. So earlier I made my first ever bowl cozy. Yes, that's right. I have been quilting quite a while now, and I have never made a bowl cozy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know why? Because I really don't need them. Honestly, I don't. I just hold my bowls out of the microwave. It's no big deal. I use a ceramic bowl, and it tends to not get as hot as you would think. The outside of it stays nice. So, but anyway, I made my first bowl cozy. This is my first bowl cozy. Look at that. It's so cute. It's got cupcakes on it. It's adorable. And then it has yellow on the inside. And I said, well, I can't stop there. I need to make another. So I made another. Same on the inside, but I put pears on the outside. And if you guys have not noticed by the looks of these, the fabric is actually pieced. They're pieced, 4 squares pieced together. And the reason for that is because I have a ton of food fabric, and I really thought it would be perfect for bowl cozies, but my food fabric is not wide enough for the 11 inches needed for the bowl cozies. So I had to piece fabric to make it, the size it's needed. But you know what? With the quilting on the outside of it, you really can't tell the difference. I mean, if you didn't know any better, it's just something to hold your bowl. And I didn't bring a bowl in here for an example, but you all know what a bowl cozy is. So I got this template given to me. This is the only reason why I decided to do this. I got the template. So because of that, I have to use it. So it's a Creative Grids small bowl cozy template. And it really is easy. I don't have the directions to it. It kind of came to me like this because it was used. But that's fine because I love gifts. So I got this and it's actually fairly easy to use. So I'm going to show you guys how to make the kind of bowl cozy that has these curved edges, because I know I see a lot of them online where they just leave the sharp points. I'm just using it from the template itself because I don't need to do anything else. The template's here. I'm going to use it correctly. So the first thing that you're going to need is fabric and this template and some batting. Now I pre-cut everything for this because I could just tell you the numbers. This is so simple, and if you have this template, even if you wanted to do it without the template, you probably could with the rounded corners, because I'm telling you, it's super easy. 11-inch squares of batting. Now I cut a bunch here because I'm going to attempt, that's the big word here, I'm going to attempt to make 4 bowl cozies in this video. The next thing you're going to need is, since like I said, I had to piece some of my squares, but 11-inch squares of fabric, 2 of them per bowl cozy. Now I don't have 2 of them, so I have 1, and then 4 6-inch squares that I'm going to piece together to make the inside or the outside of the bowl cozy. It really doesn't matter. So I did that 4 times. So some of them are going to have repeat fabric. So like this is 2 different sets. It's the Chef's Kitchen and kitchenware. And then this one is going to be the same exact thing, except it's going to have Chef's Mix in it because I didn't have enough of this fabric right here to make 4 squares. But I wanted to keep with the theme. So I did that. And then the second 2 that I'm hoping to accomplish is this: cupcakes and ice cream sandwiches.
You make me hungry.
I love it. So they're not really directional. The cupcakes go in different directions, so it makes this kind of project super easy. So this one's going to be cupcakes and ice cream sandwiches, and the other one is the same thing, except it's going to be mixed with cupcakes on the second piece. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. Making bowl cozies with food fabric, because why not? They go in our kitchen. They hold our ice cream bowls or soup bowls or whatever bowls. So now let's get started, because it's really that simple. My pieces are cut out at 11 inches, except for my 4 squares. They're 6 inches, and I did that just so I can have a little extra fabric to make sure that my curve turns out okay. What I'm going to do is take 2 pieces of batting. So each one, you could put 1 or 2 pieces of batting. I'm doing 2 pieces. Now, my batting is 100% cotton. My thread is 100% cotton, and my fabric is 100% cotton. There's one problem with my batting. These will not be microwavable because my batting has scrim. So it is 100% cotton, but it has scrim in it. So, and I can't avoid that because I buy the big, huge rolls, and these are my scraps.
What is scrim?
It's like the fibers that help hold the fabric together. That's what the scrim is. It's like a polyester, I think, that holds it together, or some kind of non-cotton substance. I've always wanted to, Scott's already caught something on fire in the microwave, so I've always wanted to just stick one of these in the microwave and see what happens, to see if this is, if they say 100% cotton, but on the website it doesn't say, so I automatically 100% assume that it has scrim to hold it together. So we're going to take 2 pieces, and I am going to fold them like this in half, and then in half again. And it's really good to have a nice rotary cutter for this, because you're going to be cutting around a curve. So what I'm going to do is, with my 2 pieces of batting, I am going to be lining up my fold line of my template with the folds, not the open sides. So all 4 of these open sides need to be away from you. And the fold, oops, let's go right there, needs to be lined up with the fold line on the template. So I'm going to go ahead and lay this on here. Everything should be nice and equal. It's lined up nice and equal. And then I'm going to take my nice sharp rotary cutter and cut away along I have to like, the blade, this rotary cutter is not meant for this, but I'm going to do it anyway.
You want to use one of your other cutters?
Oh, it's fine.
Okay.
I'm making sure around my fold. It doesn't have to be 100% perfect, but good enough. Oops, reline that back up and cut that. So there, we should have a piece that looks like a butterfly. So I'm going to do that again to one more piece. One more time. Okay, so I'm just going to fold it in half and then fold it in half again. I'm going to put the fold of my template where it says folded edge. You see that? It says folded edge on the folded edge. Just like this. And I'm going to cut it out again. I'm going to just like turn this a little bit. And it's an 11-inch piece of batting. And I'm just going around the curve, not so curvy like, because unfortunately, the Martelli cutter is not meant for this. And turn it and cut this end. By the way, I did look up the directions, so I know I'm telling you guys exactly what to do. It's pretty easy. The directions actually come with the template. Not with mine though, because again, mine is from a friend. All right. The next thing that we're going to do is I'm going to take my squares now.
It could be easier to cut with scissors.
Probably would be easier to cut with scissors. I'm going to take my two pieces. Okay, so you would have two 11-inch by 11-inch squares. I have a set of 6-inch squares, 4 of them. I'm actually going to put those right sides together and sew with a 1/4-inch seam allowance. And I'm just going to create myself a nice 12-inch square. Well, actually, it's going to be 11.5, but it's the perfect size. So I'm going to go ahead and press my seams open, which I forgot to turn the iron on.
The big one?
Yeah, can you plug it in for me, please? So I'm going to press these open. I figure there's less bulk if it's pressed open. And then I just finger press for now, but I'm definitely going to take it to the iron. I'm going to line up these two seams. And I'm just going to hold it still as if it was a pin. You can pin if you need to, but I'm not going to. I sew right up to my point, and then I line up the bottom and sew off the edge. The template can be found on, what is it called? Fat Quarter Shop. You can find it there. You can find it at Missouri Star Quilt Company. You can find it all sorts of places. But if you want to use Fat Quarter Shop, I do have an affiliate link, an affiliate thing. If you type in explanation FQS, that takes you to Fat Quarter Shop, and just type in the bowl cozy template and it should come right up. So while that is heating up, the next step is going to be taking our 11-inch square and then your other 11-inch square, technically your two 11-inch squares. You're going to fold them in half twice, same that we did with the batting, just like this. And I'm going to take this template again and I'm going to line it up on the fold, on both of the folds. But this time, I'm actually only going to cut out the round section. So I'm just going to kind of cut off the edge and go around it in the round section of it. Go. And you should have a piece that looks like this. Just like that. I'm just going to discard that waste because it's not enough for me to do anything with. I'm going to make sure this is pressed real quick. Making my seams open on this other piece that's now the size I need it to be. So you can see there's no difference piecing it together or not, and it's nice and flat with open seams. I'm just going to go ahead and do that same exact procedure. I'm going to fold it exactly in half. And with the seams, it allows me to have it perfectly in half. And then in half again, lining those seams right here because I obviously pieced mine. And I'm going to go ahead and lay the template on here and cut out just the curve, not the darts. Oops, right there. And you can see I have a plenty generous amount of fabric to cut away. I mean, I didn't overdo it, but I didn't underdo it. So again, we have another piece that looks like this, and they both should be exactly the same, which they are. So now, move those things out of the way. I'm going to take my batting and put it on here. I'm going to line up those curves. My batting on here nicely, just like this. And I'm going to do the same with this one, just like this. Like a this, and like a this, and like a this. And it's nice and flat, and it's on there. But I'm going to take it to the iron anyway and give it a little press so that it kind of stays put because it's cotton batting, so it kind of stays. I really don't need any spray or anything. I'm going to do it on the other piece. And what we're going to do is quilt the two pieces. You could quilt them however you wish. It's up to you. I'm just going to go cross diagonal and the sides. I'm going to go from one side to the other. And I'm going to turn it and go from one side and then I'm going to go catty corner and try to cross that cross point. I'm aiming for it. I hit it. You can mark it if you want. I just aim. And then we're going to go ahead and go the opposite direction. Again, I'm just going to aim for that center. If I can keep my thread threaded. My Juki definitely does not like any kind of Aurifil because I switched to the big spools and it doesn't like it. Hey, baby. It does not like the big spools nor the little spools of Aurifil thread. And I don't know why. All right, where was I? Crossing over. So I'm aiming. So you can see right here, I have quilted like this. So you can see it just on this side, on the batting side. I aimed for that center and I crossed it every time. I was not center where the darts are going to happen, but that's okay.
Where do you get the pattern?
The pattern is the template. It's on the packet that the template comes with. So I'm going to go ahead and repeat it with this piece. With this piece, I have seams I can follow that are crossing. So I'm just stitching on the ditch. And I'm also just going to not break thread because I think that's one of the culprits for the thread constantly breaking is the actual breaking of my thread. Cross over that center. Oops, I did it again. Well, I was trying not to. And cross over the center. So again, I've just stitched cross, up and down, side to side, and then an X. So you can see on the back side, that's what I've quilted. The next part is quite simple. We already have the markings for the darts. So all we have to do now is literally fold it on those darts, lining up. I'm going to come up close. So I'm lining up the batting tip with the tip of the batting on the opposite side. And I'm going to hold that down and I'm going to stitch, and I'll show you the stitch in a second. Let me start it. And I'm back stitching as well. So I stitched a 1/4 inch in on the batting side, not on the dart side. Now the directions, I don't know if they say you're supposed to stitch it on the batting side, because it didn't say that. It just said stitch the darts. So I'm lining up the batting itself and going from one side to the other, but on the batting side. It's really hard with the big, huge spool. If you can't tell, I'm using a big spool. So I'm using one of these kind of spools, the big, huge spool of Aurifil. There's no turning it upside down. It doesn't unwind like you think. All right, so I did 2 darts on both sides. Now all I'm going to do is fold it this way and do this side as well. So I'm just folding it in half, lining up the ends of the batting. And then I'm going to do the same with the other side, lining up the edges of the batting, making sure my fold is good at the other end. And I got to keep thinking about the whole pulling the thing away. So here it is now darted. So all I need to do is take a pair of scissors and cut along the batting. The line is already there. I just take and cut away that extra fabric along the batting. So I'm on the outside edge of the batting. It's literally that easy. So you'll have a piece that looks like this. So you can see I cut away from the batting, the outside of it. So the batting is still there. So now I have one. We'll just repeat that process with number 2, lining up the edges of the darted pieces of the word batting. Oops, I did it again. I'm so used to tapping back on my pedal. All right, lining up those edges. And then I'm going to open it and do the other 2 sides, lining up the edges of the batting. So when I say that, I'm going to show you again. When I open, it's open like this. I'm going to take those edges of the batting and put them right next to each other, just like this. And I'm going to sew on the batting side a 1/4 inch away. And the thread broke. No matter what I do, I try to stop it. It doesn't work.
Don't like it still.
Nope. I'm not going to buy this kind no more. I'm going to stick with all the other brands. This is a picky Juki. But I've heard it from a couple other Juki owners, so. I'm going to make really long tails this time. Let's see how that goes. All right, last corner to line up. All right, so now that those darts are sewn, I have a piece that looks like this, and you're like, oh, I got to cut that off. Well, cut it off. Cut it right at the edge of the batting.
Why don't you cut the fabric dart at the same time when you cut the
The actual thing online said not to. It said not to cut the fabric darts. It says to cut the batting darts so that you have, I don't know why, but I guess it's easier to line up. I'm just going by the directions found on the actual box. The plastic thing that it comes in. All right, next step with our two pieces. They look like this. So it's kind of the look of a bowl cozy so far. Is I'm going to take, it doesn't matter if it's your outside or inside because this bowl can be turned any way you want it. So turn them one right side out and one right side in and put them together, lining up the side darts. Now, because I pieced mine, I do have a little bit of thickness because I have 4 pieced blocks across the center. But I'm just flipping one seam to one side and one to the other. And this is where binding clips come in handy. I'm going to line those up first and then put a clip on all of them. And don't worry, I will be repeating this process with words and how to do it every single time. Let's hope I can get through 4 of them. I'm hoping. We'll see. All right, one more to line up. Just nesting one to the one side and one to the other. My next step is to line up the fabric around my curves. So I'm just going to take and pin the holy bejesus out of it. So we're just going to go, that's lined up nicely. I'm just going to put 2 pins per, or 2 clips. I don't know why I keep saying pins, per edge, just because it lays flatter that way. And one more, except this one, I am going to put my clips a little bit further away because I definitely want to leave an opening to turn it. And the kind of crazy part is the turning because it's a curve. Just thought I'd let you know that in advance. So I'm going to literally be leaving this section right here open so that I can turn it. So I'm going to be starting right here before the darts come together. So I'm just going to go ahead, and this is just a curved sewing around. I'm just going to put this under here, right about here, and I'm just going to go all the way around with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. So I come into the corner where the dart is, and I'm just going to pivot and go on the edges. Come right into the dart, pivot. Removing my clips as I go. Right into the dart. Just kind of curving as I go. I struggle with keeping things straight. So my seam isn't that straight. And I'm going to come up a little bit right here and back tack. Pull all my clips out of the way. And what we're going to do is I'm going to put a little snip.
They like your clip file.
Oh, it's sweets. It says sweets for us.
I still got you that, right?
Yeah, it came in like a Christmas thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to put a little snippet down here at this thing. I'm not going into it. I'm just kind of snipping it because it doesn't lay very flat right here at this curve. So I'm kind of just clipping into it just a little bit, right up to my stitching mark, but not on my stitching mark. Just around these little edge right here. On all 4 of them, literally just right up to the stitching, but not the stitching. Okay. I'm going to find where I did not stitch. I'm going to open it up and I'm going to put my fingers into the other side and just pull the whole thing through. And I back stitched, so it should not fall apart. I'm going to take this whole entire thing now. Use my fingers to push all of this out. It's literally that easy. I thought it was going to be hard, but obviously I knew it wasn't because I've watched several of my friends make these. I thought the template itself was going to be hard though, but it's not. It's very easy. Very, very easy. So all I'm going to do now is manipulate all this fabric. And it's just going to push that in now. And I'm going to take this to my iron. And it looks kind of weird right now because you're going to be pressing this in to create this curve. And I don't know how else they would want you to do it unless you want it on the inside. But I'm just folding it what I think is a 1/4 inch seam and then iron. Fold it, iron, fold it, iron. And I'm kind of creasing it as I go because it lays better that way. So when I mean creasing it, I mean I'm actually literally folding the fabric and the batting down. So I'm going to press it real quick and I'll show you what I mean in like a minute. I got one and I created a little like tuck kind of fold. And then I'm going to do the opposite side. Just using the iron to create a 1/4 inch seam allowance as best as I can and permanently creasing this. So you can see I folded it over with the iron and then creased it. So there's some folds in there, but that's okay because I'm just going to line up these two ends right here. And I'm literally going to put some clips on it to hold it together for now. Nice and flat. And then all I'm going to do now is go to the iron and I'm going to roll all these out and use the iron to make these really flat so that I can top stitch the whole thing. I don't know if you guys can even see over here in the corner. Can they see right here? Oh.
I don't know my things. Yeah, they can a little bit.
So I literally took it to the iron. Can you see? I pressed it so that it's nice and flat. So I'm just rolling my circle out and then pressing it down with the iron. And I'm using steam. I always use a steam iron. I think it helps. I'm just doing this to all 4. Well, 3 because the 4th one is clipped down, but I will freshly iron it after the fact. So you should have something that looks like this. It's a little bit flat now so that I can sew an 1/8 of an inch stitch all the way around to seal it up. So I'm going to go ahead and start right here at the part where I have the opening, and I'm just going to stitch an 1/8 of an inch all the way around. And I'm going to back stitch too. And I'm just going to move my clips and stitch nice and slow around the curve. And I'll show you what it looks like after because obviously I don't have all the cameras hooked up today. I'm just making sure that my seams are laying flat. Stitch right into where I have a seam pivot. Did I run out of bobbin? Yep. You guys are lucky I rolled another bobbin. I just hate that though because it's right on the top stitch too. So it ran right out. Oy. It's like never ending. All right, where did my snippies go? I need to snip away where I ran out of bobbin so that I can see where I need to start. I'm going to go back about, I don't know, 1/2 inch. I'm just going to back stitch and then continue back where I was going. And just go around all these curves.
There's one. Has anyone invented a bobbin that feeds itself like the top thread?
They have an industrial machine that does that.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
I don't know what it's called, but I've seen it. It uses top thread off of a cone and bottom thread off of a cone. It'd be wonderful if all machines did. Oh, and I am using a titanium needle now. I've switched to titanium needles, and so far it's doing amazing. I just manipulate myself around these curves, by the way. I'm going to cut away my starting stitch, the excess, you know. That way it's nice. And I'm going to meet right up where I started. I'll come over about 1/2 inch into it. Pull my thread away and snip it. And then quick press on all 4 of those or curved areas. Get it nice. Okay. And then place it down here and go, oh, look at that. I have a wonderful bowl cozy. I need to de-thread the bowl cozy, but there we go. Look at that. So you can't really even tell that it was 4 squares that made the middle because it's the same fabric. I mean, if it landed funny, you know, with like a cross, but my min go all directions, so it's not, you know, directional. They just sit however. And look at that, the perfect bowl cozy. You know, these don't have to be just bowl cozies, my friends. You know, they can be summer hats. What do you think? It's beautiful, isn't it? I love it. I think I'm going to go out and get my nails did, and they're going to be beautiful kitchen colors, like blue.
This
maybe.
Look like those 1920s, 30s,
Yeah.
whatever.
Like right here in the front.
Yeah.
There we go. I love it. Okay. Anyways, enough of my silliness. Probably messed my nice slicked back hair up.
Do you use an Aurifil thread for most of your sewing and quilting?
No, I do not. I use all sorts of different threads, like Signature and hold on, what is this one called? Quilter's Select. I use Quilter's Choice, King Tut, and lots of Metler. I use Metler often. Coats. I love Coats. Cotton thread. And just all sorts of random brands. But because this project was the colors that it is, I decided to go with the cream so that it blends. All right. So one down. Another to go. Here we go again. All right. So these ones, these 4 squares for this one, I'm going to put them on opposite sides. So we're going to have Mr. Chef Guys on top this way and Mr. Chef Guys on bottom. And then we're going to run these through. I need some magic juice real quick. Don't worry, it's not alcohol. I don't drink. Never have, never will.
V8.
It's V8. It's actually really tasty. Which one is it? It's the strawberry orange strawberry.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
All
Sunny
right.
D, not V8.
Yeah, Sunny D. All right, 1. And let's slide this one in right after. And I'm just sewing a 1/4 inch seam. I am pressing them open though. So you can do that at the iron, or you can do it by finger at first and then go to the iron. And then put them right sides together. I'm just going to nest them up and hold it as if it was a pin. Stitch right up to it.
Fabric catcher?
What?
Is it deep enough to hold the sides down for a fabric catcher?
you can.
I don't know what kind of fabric you got
This is definitely for small bowls. I forgot to mention that. This is a small, I think I said it in the beginning, it's a small bowl cozy. But it fits all, I played in our kitchen, it fits our bowls. So, all right, so I'm going to press this one open. I'm going to go to the iron and then get it really flat real quick.
Yeah, tell them I couldn't use it. Eat ice cream. And they used to eat ice cream. They eat out of the tub.
Oh, yeah, he eats ice cream out of the tub, so he won't use these to eat ice cream.
It's too small.
Yeah. He just eats the tub. And 90% of the time, I actually get little pints anyway when we have ice cream together. All right, we're going to move that guy out of the way. We're going to grab, so you can see it's pieced, but it doesn't look horrible. You can even just piece a bunch of strips as long as you complete an 11-inch square with this template. All right, we're going to take 2 pieces of batting because I'm doing 2 pieces of batting per. Just going to fold it, lining up the ends. Again, I cut my batting at 11 inches. So are my pieces. Just line it up. Let me grab a different cutter and see how well. Oh yeah, that slices like butter.
See, I told you, the big dog.
Yeah, but the big dog don't go around curves very well.
Oh, okay.
Because it's such a bigger blade, you know?
Yeah.
All right, there's one. Let's cut number 2. I try to keep all my blades fresh. So that's why it's sharp enough to cut through technically 4 layers of batting right now. Like butter. I'm just going to like cut around the curve in a messy fashion. And I cut the dart out. Second step is to do the same with your fabric, except don't cut the darts out. I don't know why they have you not cut them out, but I honestly think it's better because that way you have a way to line up from the other fabric in case it shifts. You still have your dart from your batting. So if anything shifts like the fabric when you're quilting them, it allows you to still have those ends, which I think is a little bit better. Oops. Help if I put that straight. So there's one. And it doesn't matter if I fold them right sides out or wrong sides out, as long as you fold them in half and then half again for the template itself. Again, I'm just following the directions that would come with the ruler if you purchase it. I'm just going to line up my folded edge. Oops. Just like that. And the only other thing we're going to do is put them wrong. Oops. I kind of mushed that a little. Reflatten that back out. We're going to put our batting on the wrong side of it. Our 2 little batting pieces. I'm going to line up the curved section. The other one on here. Lining up the curved section. Again, it's cotton batting, so it sticks to your fabric quite well. So you don't have to really spray base it unless you absolutely necessarily feel you have to, because it lays pretty good for me. So here's one, like you can see right here. They lay on top of each other nicely. Nothing's moved. I just give it a little steam with the iron and it really sticks it to the batting really nicely. All right. Close that blade before I hurt somebody, meaning myself. All right, so I'm going to go do the same thing I did. I'm going to stitch from one side to the other. going to find my little snips. There they are. One side to the other. Huh? Yes, they're all the same size. And then I'm going to go from the center of the curve. I'm going to cross my stitch, or aim for it at least. And I'm going to do the same on the opposite direction. And that time I did not hit it perfectly, but guess what? It's a bowl cozy, so it don't matter. It don't matter. All right, stitching in the ditch on this one. Crossing over the sides. And one more side. All right, so I have those two pieces now. They look like this. They've been stitched. So again, all I did was, I'm going to go from the back side, the batting side. I went across, up and down, side to side, and then an X. And then I attempted to match the center, which you really can't tell because it's, you know, it landed on a little cooking guy. This one did cross the center though. So that next step is just fold it, lining up the edge of the batting of the darts. We're just going to sew across that. I'm going to do it on this corner. I'm just going to line them up. I'm going to turn it and do this other sides now. Just lining up the batting. Okay. I got stuck under my seam because it's open. It's an open seam, so the foot just got stuck underneath it. That's the first. Yeah. That's because I'm going this direction, so I am taking the chances of running it over. All right. After I've sewed all four of those, I'm going to cut away the excess fabric. Right up to the batting. I have no idea. All right, I'm going to repeat the process with this. Just lining up those. Lining up these and those. Doing the other two sides now. Super easy doing this, and I think that's what helps, lining it up with the sides. I mean, even if you would have cut the darts out of the fabric pre-hand, obviously it would still line up, but maybe the fabric would have shifted so it had been sticking out further. But this allows you to just line that batting up so you have a direct visual of it. And again, like I said, it doesn't say whether you need to sew on the batting side or on the dart side only. I'm assuming it's the batting side, so that way everything stays together nicely. But I guess if you don't want as much bulk in your fold over, then I would sew on the fabric side next to the batting.
What kind of batting?
100% cotton, but like again, I said, I buy the big, huge rolls of batting, so I'm not 100% sure if my batting has scrim. So that's why I do not suggest using mine in the microwave, but Anybody else, just make sure you buy 100% cotton batting with no scrim. And or you can buy, I guess, Wrap and Zap. I guess it's okay for it to go into the microwave, but I don't know why you would want your hot bowl in the microwave in this that gets hot. I just touch it with the iron and it gets hot. I mean, I don't know if I want to pull something hot in a. I mean, I don't know. I don't get it. But I'm gonna at least use the ones I made for me. It's right. You never know. All right, is that all 4? Yep, that's all 4. All right, the next step, again, so easy, so easy. Look at how fast these go together, guys. So the next step is, instead of them both facing like this, we want them right sides together. So make sure one is right side out and the other is right side in. Match them up at the darts. And then make them go in opposite directions. It's nice to have the binding clips for this. It helps hold it. Although I probably am, on a normal basis, the kind of person that just sews them without the clips, no pins. I just sew it. Because that's the kind of, quilter I am. I just sew. I don't care about lining anything up. If it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. No big deal for me.
Get her done, right?
Yep, get her done. All right, so now that I got the darts clipped, I'm going to go ahead and clip all the way around, making sure that all of my curves are together. And the only reason why I'm making sure of this is because earlier when I sewed my first one, my one piece of fabric did shift at the curve. So when I went to flip it out, one part of the curve was not sewn because it didn't sew. So I have to make sure that the fabric is lined up. That's why I'm putting clips on it, to make sure. Or else you're going to flip it out and go, oh man, I missed that spot. And then you're going to feel horrible because you got to pluck it back out again and fix it. All right, so I'm going to keep an opening again. Super cinch, just between these 2 pins or between these 2 pins or between these 2, just somewhere in the curve. Got to touch that guy real quick to keep him on. And I'm just going to go 1/4 inch around. So I'm inside the batting 1/4 inch. Although my 1/4 inch isn't much of 1/4 inch. It's actually very wide, but whatever. I'm making sure I get everything since my first one didn't. But I fixed it. No, Hockaloogie disaster. It's like allergy season, guys, and I have been sneezing on top of the fact that I'm in here sneezing. Okay. Hands are clean. All right, pivot and sew. All I know is these are quick and easy to do. And I'm having fun with the fabric combinations because I have lots of food fabric.
You do have a lot of fabric.
Yep. Yep. When I worked for fabric, which you'll find in a mail opening video about, 4 months ago?
Yeah.
Maybe 5 months ago, I did a work for fabric because I actually went and worked for fabric, and I brought home tons of food fabric. Well, not tons, but enough to make some bowl cozies. Which one did I start on? I started on this one. Okay. Did I get everything? Because for some reason that felt a little skimpy on that edge. But it's good. All right, so now I'm going to clip a little bit in these little corners up to the stitching, but not the stitching. I'm going to be very cautious about that. I'm just doing it on all 4 of the darts area. And I'm also going to get rid of all these extra long threads. They don't need to be hanging around inside the bowl cozy for no reason. Try to be somewhat clean about my projects. Batting. 100% batting. 100% cotton batting. That's for people who want to throw it in the microwave, but make sure your cotton batting has no scrim. But again, these will not be for the microwave. Now I need to find the side I didn't sew. This is right here. And pop it out. This hole is a little bit smaller than my last hole. But I'm still going to just grab this end with 2 fingers and pull it through. There we go. Hey, look at how easy that was. So again, I'm just going to push out all the edges. This one's cute with the 2 different fabrics on the inside or outside, whatever side you want this to be on.
Yeah, that could be inside or outside, right?
Yep. All right. So again, I'm going to take it to the iron, and I'm going to fold down with the iron, creating a crease for my 1/4-inch seam right here to keep my curve, because I did turn it in the curve. So it's going to kind of crinkle down and have like, what is it called? Folds in it. But that's just to be expected because it's a curved, side. So I'm just going to make sure that I push it down nicely at the iron. I'm going to do each individual side on their own for my 1/4-inch thing. The reason for that is because I definitely want it to line up nicely, so I'm pressing each by themselves. And before I hook them together, I want you to see. So I pushed it in, and it did create some, wrinkling, but that's okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and put some clips on it now. And then I'm going to do all the rest of the edges. I'm going to pull them all out. Oh, there they are. I knew I had a pile of them. So I'm going to go around all the edges now and just roll them out to where they're nice and flat. And then I'm going to press them with the iron. So that way I can go around with a nice, beautiful stitch. Yep. Just a nice 1/8 of an inch stitch all the way around. But I like to roll my edges out first so that they're equal. Because I definitely don't want to sew it down where it doesn't end up equal. And what I mean by that is you definitely don't want to top stitch with it down chunked up like that. You definitely want it to lay super flat, and you want that seam to be around the edge nicely. So I just roll it to the edge really good, keeping that curve as curvy as it can get. It presses pretty good. Just beware if you're using a steam iron, it will get pretty hot though, because with all these layers of batting, it definitely absorbs the heat. And I mean, if you don't have cotton batting, you can use polyester. Just remember not to put this in the microwave. That's all. I don't see why not, Just need some batting. All you're doing is keeping your hands from getting burnt. And oven mitts. Some oven mitts have a polyester layer as well as the wrap and zappy type stuff. So just know you can use that because you don't put oven mitts in the microwave.
Well, you can't put a t-shirt in the microwave.
No, you can't put a t-shirt in the microwave. Scott learned the hard way. And he caught it on fire. Ooh, yummy. All right. I'm going to start with the side that I need to seal first. Knocking things down. I'm just going to go around the whole thing with 1/8 of an inch of seam.
What brand of cotton thread do you recommend before it doesn't work?
Mettler probably would be the kind I would say use, because I don't have a problem with that in this machine. So just be cautious around the corners.
Teresa was asking, she says Ortho doesn't work in hers either.
Oh yeah, see, I don't understand it. It's a very expensive thread too. You'd think that these machines would use it, but some machines are just picky. Picky. All right, so I'm just going to nicely go around. I kind of go slow and then fast and slow and then fast. I'm really, I've done a lot of different kind of stuff, so I'm used to being like with bags and things. I'm used to being able to go around curves really quickly, if you guys haven't noticed. Pull it away, go around, make sure I got all my loose threads. And I did. It caught the whole ceiling. It's not going to open up. I don't even know which side I had to seal. You can't tell. So this one is done. And so you could have this one with the inside like this. Or you can flip it this way and have the inside be solid and the outside be the 4-patch. Super adorable. So it doesn't matter which way it goes. So there's that. So let me hold both of them up to the camera so you can see these two food ones. Look at that. Super adorable. So you don't have to have whatever on the outside. You can just have them whatever way you want. So there we have it. Now I'm going to work on the other two. Wow.
You got what, 4 made it? Look at you.
Today so far, yep. All right, we are going to do. Yeah.
I don't know what you do. What are you doing on the Twitter?
Oh, I'm going to set it up. I have to set it up.
Oh, I thought you were going to make 2 more.
I am still going to make 2 more, but I'm going to start it on these because it's going to take a while.
Oh, okay.
You're going to have to give me a minute because for some strange reason this page isn't loading. I should have had it already set up, obviously. All right, where are we at? Right there, that button. All right, custom. All right, open this up. All right. Okay. All right. So while I make the other ones, I'm going to go ahead and give these 2 away as a set. Okay. So they're going as a set. So one lucky person will win this. And I'm not stopping you from being out of the country on this one. So anybody can enter. Okay. So anybody can enter. And the giveaway, you have to type in the explanation point, no space, and then giveaway, I think is the word. Is the word giveaway? I don't know, but it's started. So explanation, giveaway, or enter. Is it enter? I forgot the word, the custom word.
Is this a small or medium cozy?
This is a small cozy. So I'm giving these 2 away to 1 person.
Only those 2? I thought you were going to give the other 2 away.
Yeah, I got to make them.
Okay.
Gots to make them. All right, let's move on. So I'm going to do all these at the same exact time. So I'm just going to go ahead and sew my 4 patches. What was the special word, by the way?
Is it explanation, raffle, or giveaway?
Raffle, maybe. Maybe it's raffle.
Well,
Yep, it's
both.
raffle.
They're doing both, and I'm not sure what it is.
Now that you guys are entering it, it's explanation raffle. I don't know why it doesn't tell me. I knew it was something. Anyway, you guys, explanation raffle. All right. So while that goes on, I shall make 2 more.
Since I can't read any comments right now because they're all going insanely fast when it's here.
Oh.
So I'm going to show the cup again.
My cup is handmade by one of my subscribers. And it's purple, and it's got flowers and butterflies and purple glitter. Super adorable. There you go. Yep, raffle is the word. Yep. If you have questions, just give it a minute till the raffle thing slows down. You only have to enter explanation raffle with no space 1 time, and it should enter you. I could see all the names that are entering on the thing.
You can't do it more than once.
Yeah, you can't do it more than once because it doesn't do nothing if you do it more than once. Just 1 time is all you need. Oops, pressing open, Tiffy, pressing open. This one's going to be cute. Cupcakes and ice cream sandwiches. Like, seriously? My goodness. Interesting. Sorry, iron. You guys hear a beeping sound. It's just my iron telling me that I need to. No, I'm going to use it right now. I don't know how to turn the beep off, honestly. Yep, but in 15 minutes, it'll do it all over again. All right, so I'm going to press these open at the iron, and then I'm going to go ahead and do my cuts of my batting as well as my fabric pieces. And then I'm going to quickly quilt them. See, so even with it pieced, 4 pieces pieced, you really can't tell, but I didn't have enough fabric to make 2 big chunks. So my options were not limited because I can just piece fabric together and it works just fine. 110 today. Nope, today is 110 and we have some kind of storm clouds moving in, which are probably already over us by now because I've been on for over an hour. All right, so I'm going to go ahead now and quickly cut up my batting. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. I overcut, I think. I'm just going to cut all of these at the same time. I'm going to go ahead and quilt them all at the same time. You know, just go one right after the other because it doesn't matter which side, which one of these goes on. It just, they're all the same now. Same fabric. All right, there's 1. And it's easier to cut these standing up. I highly recommend, because sitting down and cutting a curve on a template is not a good idea. Ask me how I know. I took the tip of my nail off one day doing this.
That sounds fun.
Not this template, but a curved template for curved stuff. Takes my fingernail right off. Because I keep my nails long, if you guys haven't noticed. I like my nails long. Not too long, but about the length they are now. I've always been real proud of my natural long nails. More. So you can tell some of my pieces weren't exactly square, but as long as they're mostly...
Can you show how to sew the dart up close?
I guess we can bring the camera over.
Yeah, I can run the camera when you're ready. Just tell me when. What's the template called?
It's called the Small Bowl Cozy Template by Creative Grids. And I'm actually going to hold it on this piece of batting so that you can see it. So that's what it looks like. Oops, wrong button. All right, all four are cut. So now I'm just going to put this on the back of all four of these. And I'm going to use, oh, duh, got to cut these first. I'm having a blonde moment.
You get two in a set, right?
Yeah. Right now I'm just giving away one set of two.
Or maybe she's talking about a template. Did you get two in a set?
Oh, no, it's just one template.
I'm not sure. Read the way you answered those questions.
Yeah. Oops. Okay.
It's hard because they're still doing wrap.
Okay, that was weird. All right, one. I'm just folding them in half and then half again. Just trying to make sure you guys can still see, because my table is starting to get very messy. Did I forewarn you that this is a messy project? Okay, come on. Just know that the 60mm cutter does not really work the best with curved cuts.
Try one of your others.
I don't have another one that's...
You got 3 others up there.
I know, but I don't think they're sharp. I haven't changed those blades in a very long time. Let's see, though. Oh, look at that. So much easier. One more. And then I'm going to quilt them all. Actually, I'm going to line them all up on the batting, then quilt them all. Lining up the folds. Yeah, a 45mm blade cuts around curves better than a 60. Just so you guys know. All right.
Maybe you should let me cut one.
I'm done cutting. So.
Oh, you're no fun.
All right, I'm going to take my pieces of batting and I'm just going to line them up around the curves, and then I'm going to take them over to the iron and just steam it to the fabric. That way they stay nice while I do a quick quilt job on them. Just the same way I've been doing the others. I do have to remind you guys on the raffle, if you are watching this as a replay, explanation enter does not work on the replay. The raffle is only available during this live stream. So when I do random raffles on live streams, it's only available during the live stream, not on the replay.
Yeah, we're gonna have it mailed up by tomorrow.
Well, the comments section always gets a bunch in it. Any kind of command or code only works during the live stream. It does not work after the live stream. Because people put it in the comments section. Nothing against you guys that have been doing it, but just know that I don't think I ever explain it all the way. All right, one more, and then all I'm going to do is quilt them. And then starts. Should go pretty quick because I'm multitasking now by doing 2 at a time. Move this stuff out of my way though. Check this other screen real quick. Oh, it's still got plenty of time. All right. All right, so I'm just going to do all the same stitching I've been doing on the other ones. On the ones I did earlier, I did do lots of stitching on them. But I figured during the live stream that I didn't have time to do all that. And while it's right here in front of me, I'm just going to go ahead and line up the darts. Oh, this is where the camera needs to be moved. Hold on. All right, guys, we're going to go for a trip for a second. Camera is moving. Camera is moving. You guys can stare at my mess for a second. It's very hard for me to have the camera like right here, but we're going to do it real quick. So you can see from above. Here's the dart section. What I'm doing is I'm just folding it in half and I'm matching up the ends of the batting. So you can see both the battings are lined up. And then I'm pushing down the other end. I'm coming on here. And I'm stitching a 1/4 inch away from the actual edge of the batting. So I'm using the batting as the guide. So again, I'm just folding it in half, matching up the batting itself, putting it under here. And there's 2. So you can see, again, I stitched on there like that. And then I'm going to open it up and do the other 2. So again, I'm just lining up the batting, flattening everything out. And then coming to this opposite side, lining up the batting. So you can see both sides. And then my seam, because this has a seam in it, it's going down the center. And I'm starting off the edge and back stitching. And then all you do is with a pair of scissors, come to all of these and snip them right up to the batting. One more right here, just right up to the batting, just like that. Get rid of this long thread. So now you have the outside and all your edges cut off, and they're just going to nest when we put them together. So I'm going to leave you in this position so that you can watch me quilt the next section. Again, I'm just going one side, the other, one side, to the other. Then I'm going into this corner of the curve. I'm aiming for the cross. And then off the edge. Again, I'm going to do this side now. I'm going to aim for that cross. Crossing it right over. And then I'm going to fold it, lining up batting. I'm back stitching everything. Okay, just folding it again now, the opposite direction, lining up the batting. 1/4 inch on the batting. Again, line up this one, 1/4 inch on the batting. And there is my second piece, just like that. So now I need to chop off these ends right up to the batting, just like this. Go to the next one. Go to the next one. It goes pretty quick once you get the flow of making these. This is a pretty quick thing, having this little template. So there's all 4 of those. I'm going to go ahead and quilt the other 2 before I start piecing these sets together. I'm going to go ahead and quilt first. On this one I have seams, so all I have to do is just follow the seam, stitching in a ditch. Cross it, aiming for my cross section. And this way, aiming for my cross. I'm going to move this out of the way. We're going to do this one real quick before I do the darts. I'm just guessing. I'm not really stitching any center. You can mark it if you want. But I think my aim is pretty good, so. All right, all of it stitched. Now let's do the darts. I'm going to go ahead again, lining it up. Side.
You need to use double batting?
You don't have to use double batting, no. I mean, I just did to make it thicker because the batting that I purchased this last time is pretty thin, the cotton batting, but there's lots of cotton batting brands that are like super thin, and this is just one of them. But I've had some thicker ones before, but most of it's really thin, so. All right, and one more on this, and then I'll move on to the other ones, and then I'll cut all the pieces away. So let's push that out of the way. Do this first. And you can see it's landing at my seam right here from having those together. Line up this one. Do the opposite sides. Again, it's landing on my seam, which is good. And the other one. Ooh, I hear thunder.
I doubt it.
Okay, thread broke. You guys saw that right before your very eyes. Just happens. It's not happy. Not a happy thread. Where did it land? Right there. I gotta stitch the whole thing. All right. Let's chop all those extra threads away, all the way around. Those are gonna come off when I chop the other thing. All right. So now on all these two pieces, just gonna go ahead and trim away the fabric portion on all of these darts. Did not throw that stuff out. Oops, sorry, I hit the camera. It's not a good position for the camera. Right here. There's one. Here's the other piece. Having all of these, just cutting them off. And the last one. Now the fun part is pinning them together. I'm going to keep you in this position. So I almost messed it up, but all right. One is right side in. The other is right side out. We're going to lay them into each other and we're going to match up the darts. I'm just going to leave you right here while we do this so you can see. I'm going to make sure that the fabric lines up end to end. I'm going to push one way and one the other and put a clip on it. I'm just going to go around the fabric to this one. One is going one way, one is going the other. Just going to put a clip on it. One way, and one the other. When I mean that is I'm pushing the seams in opposite directions. And the last side. This. And then I go around and match the fabric up. Not really the batting. I'm matching the fabric because the batting kind of sticks out just a little bit. When you start bending and moving everything, I want those fabrics together because if not, then what's going to happen is you're going to miss a spot and it won't get stitched and you'll have to pop the darn thing back inside out again. I'm not going to even bother with that one right there on that end. I'm just going to go ahead and start stitching around it because I know I need to leave an opening on one side. So I'm going to come right here. I'm going to put my foot down along the edge, 1/4 inch. I'm going to back stitch. Come right to that pivot. 1/4 inch seam all the way around. Turning the fabric as I go. I'm going to come right up to the seam, land in the seam, pivot. Just walk your way around the curves. And this is my normal speed now. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Come back just a smidge. We're going to go my normal speed. Oops. And on. That's the side I need to stop on. Leaving my opening. So I have an opening right here on this side, but I'm not going to flip that out yet. I'm going to grab the other one since I have all of my clips up here, and I'm going to do this one now. So I'm going to leave that right side up or in. The right side is inside of it, and this one is going to go in it like that. I'm going to nest up the two ends, put these seams together. Two seams together. One is one way, one is the other. It's not going to be perfect. Nest the two seams together. And nest the two seams together. And then I'm going to match the fabric along the edge. And I can see this one beautifully. It's matching nice. Nice, nice, nice. Those two are matching. Good. Oops, don't want the batting to get folded under though. See, right here. You can see how it shifted, and see when I go to line them up, one's farther down than the other. You definitely want to make sure that they are lined up. So if you have to put an extra pin in it so that you remember to keep it up higher, I would suggest that. So I'm just making sure that the fabrics are matching. This one is perfectly. This. Like that. And we'll leave this last one open. Why? Because I'm going to start stitching with my opening right here. I'm just going to come down about right here, the back stitch, come to that seam, pivot, start making my way around. Here's the side that all the fabric was not completely lining up, so I'm making it line up. Am I out of bobbin? I'm out of bobbin. And the messed up part is I did not roll another bobbin. So let's roll one real quick. This will be the last one. So it's no big deal. So give me a second, guys, while I roll a quick bobbin. Pop this in there. Rethread machine. Just takes a minute. Let's find where I ran out. Way back here. Oh, I just made sure that certain ones fit in certain spots because of how big they were. So like the one that's way down here that you can see, that one I made sure went there because that was the biggest spot for the biggest part of the sticker. The rest of them are just randomly. I really didn't decide. I just made sure that they had the space to fit. All right. Those, oh, I need those out for a second. All right, next step is not to kill yourself with a pair of scissors. I just threw them at myself. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and snip these corners real quick. So right up to the stitching, but not the stitching. Is it over? The raffle is over, guys. We're gonna give it a second before I pick a winner. I'll pick a winner in a minute. Just remind me and like, yeah. I will pick a winner in a minute. All right, just stitch right up to the stitching, but not the stitching. I'm gonna do it on both of these real quick because I'm doing two at the same time, as if I'm a little sweatshop here. Making bowl cozies today. Tiffy's sweatshop. That'll make 6 today.
How thick is the batting?
It's not very thick at all. This is a very thin batting, unfortunately. Did I do this one? I don't know if we're gonna do it. Oh, I did do it. All right, I'm gonna find my opening. I'm just gonna reach 2 fingers in, and I'm just going to grab for this other side with my 2 fingers and literally pull it through just like that. You guys want to see that magic trick again?
I do.
So I'm going to push these out. I'm going to show you at the iron what I'm doing with all this, by the way, because you guys want up close now, so you're getting all up close and personal. Since I'm not running multiple cameras, I have to move it, but okay. Here's the magic trick again. 2 fingers in the hole, and I'm just using the rest of my hand over to this side, grabbing it with my 2 fingers. You can see my fingers are in there. I'm going to grab it and literally pull it through just like this. No stretching or weird pulling required. It just goes really easily. Putting those 2 fingers back in, pushing out the edges. And now we're going to go over to the iron because it's going to keep beeping at me if I don't. So let's go over to the iron with these. Camera is moving. Don't mind my ironing board. It is 100% a disaster. It's getting really stained up. All right, here we are. So I'm going to roll these guys out. This is what I was doing. I'm going to do this before I show you the end. Just rolling them out nice and flat like this. So you flatten it. I'm literally putting the iron on it like this so that it flattens it out. See that? So instead of it being super puffy like that, just rolling the fabric and the batting to the edge so that the seam is along the edge. I just flatten it out like this and put the iron on it. And then I do it again and again. So that's how I manage all the curves. And you could do it with, you just roll your fingers. It rolls the batting and the piece. Just flatten it out. Stays pretty good. And then when it comes to right here, so I'm going to roll that out. And you can see I have my 1/4 inch seam where it ends right here. See that? That's where it ends. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to put it down right here. And just like as if it was a straight seam, I'm going to push it down. Then I'm going to roll a 1/4, so it's going to kind of pucker it right there. Push it down, roll another 1/4, just like this. Watch your fingers, don't burn yourself. So you can see it's folded over now. It does have some creases, those will go away. Go to the other side now. So just flopping it. I need a drink. Ooh.
They said like me to still low bodies are surfacing.
The what?
Like me to still low bodies are surfacing.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy. All right, so I'm just using my iron to push this seam down. Just watch it because it's going to be hot. Don't burn your fingers. And then when they are both the same size, we're just going to hook them together like this. And you can do that same procedure where you just make sure they're aligned like this. I'm going to fold it real quick while I push those sides out. So you can make sure they're perfectly aligned like this too. And push it down flat and then put your clips on it. Which you can see, once I put my clips on it, it'll hold it till I get to the to the sewing machine. And I also push these down right here at the darts, just so that they're nice and flat before I sew them. Because my iron is, again, constant steam, so it presses it pretty good. It gets it nice and flat. And one more. All right, so this one is ready to be sewn. I'm not even going to clip that. I'm just going to leave it, throw it over at the machine so that we can sew it. I'm going to repeat that same process. Just going to roll these guys out. We want them flush. So just manipulate the fabric. You just use your fingers to roll it. Each time I roll one, oh, did it not? Oh, that's just thread. Okay, I was going to say, did it not sew right there? Because it better have. I don't have any tiny snips over here. I have big scissors. I'm just going to flatten it. One round spot at a time. So just roll it till it's all completely out. Using my fingers, push it in. That's my not closed edge. We're going to do this one real quick. I think this goes pretty darn quick. Oops, need that out just a little bit better. There we go. All right, now to seal this side. So I'm just going to push this out. I'm going to start by folding this one under, 1/4 inch. Just running it along. My fingernails is what's touching the tip of the iron, so I'm not really burning myself. Flip it to the other side. Again, roll it to the edge because you want to start with that crease. I'm just trying to keep it going round. The goal is to keep it round. And then once they're both equal, look at that, so pretty, equal. Then I just press the whole darn thing. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and do those dart areas real quick with the iron, just so that they're nice and flat when I sew them at the machine in a minute. I'm totally burning myself steaming within a bowl. All right, let's go to the machine and sew these. Camera is moving. Moving, moving, moving. There we go. All right, you can unplug. No, don't unplug it yet. Never mind. Let me sew it first. Oops. This is like the worst position again, like I said, for this. All right, I'm going to find my edge that needs to be sealed. It was concealed already. Look at that. It was just hidden. I couldn't tell. I'm going to start above it. And I'm going to seal that first with an 1/8 of an inch seam. I backstitch. I'm just going to go around it, keeping them together. Didn't even use clips this time. Go around that curve nicely. Come up to my dart, pivot. Turn the whole thing as I go. Right up to a dart, pivot. right up to where I started. Pull it away. Cut my threads. And there we have it. So there's one. You can see I made sure to go all the way around. I caught everything. Nothing is folded wrong. I'll have to de-thread these, obviously. Caught it all. Good. Next. So again, I'm going to go right to where I seal my opening first. I'm really quick with this kind of stuff, if you haven't noticed. I'm using my fingers to turn the whole project as I go around these curves. Take away that starter thread. Pull it away, snip it, go around the edge and say, ooh, look at that, I got it all. Got it. Good, good, good. Sealed shut. There we go. All right, let's take you guys back to the start of the other side. Camera is moving. Camera is moving. Camera is stuck. That's my waist from 4. So that's my waist from making 4. Put you guys right here. Plug it back in or else it will die. All right. Press. Oh, it was so cute. For 4, 11 inches, you would need half a yard for, let's see, I would say just get a half 23 inches, 3/4, no, I would say half a yard of 2 different fabrics, because you can cut 11 inches from the half a yard, and then you'll have a couple extra inches from 11 to 18. So, I mean, you'll still have some fabric left over if you want to piece strip them together. Technically, you only need 11 or 12 inches just to be safe. All right. So here we have the cupcake one. So the outside can be either the cupcakes. Look at this, so adorable. And the inside is ice cream sandwiches. And then here's the one that's pieced. So this one has a little bit of ice cream sandwiches and some cupcakes blended in the middle, and the cupcakes on the outside. Or again, it could just be reversed and have the cupcakes in the center or the ice cream sandwich cupcakes on the outside, like that. So again, we've made some beautiful projects today. Let's pick a winner.
Love it.
We got to pick a winner for the other 2, which are the Chef's Kitchen ones. So they're going together, one winner for both of them. Let me go to the page where that's at, and ready, aim, pick winner. Marla I can't say that last name. Marla Pavlzik. Pavlzik.
Yeah, good enough.
Marla, you are the winner of these cute little bowl cozies. Yep. And I'm going to do it again. Why? Because I can. So we're going to do pick another winner real quick. Can you write down Marla for these?
I don't have pen and paper.
Right here. paper. Paper, sticky note. Where is my sticky notes? Right there. Paper. So, all right.
Really?
Now for the other two, we're going to pick a winner for these two again, anywhere in the country. Ready, aim, pick winner. Linda Denton. Linda Denton, you have won the cupcakes and ice cream sandwiches cozies. Look at that. So beautiful. I love it. So congratulations to Linda and Marla. Yay. Don't forget to email me your address at Tiffany_quilting_designs_ wait, Tiffany Groff quilting. Tiffany_Groff_quilting_designs at yahoo.com.
It's in the description.
It's in the description.
It's right
or you can type in explanation email and it'll give you my email.
Right under the, okay, I lost my mind. I decided
all right. And right these there. Ones are for Linda. There we have it. Okay. Successful. Complete. Alrighty, guys. So congratulations, winners. Thank you guys for sticking around. I said I'd make 4 in one video, and look at that. I made 4 in one video. And I could say before I went live, I made my other 2. This one really looks like a hat. Like if you were to put this on a little newborn, because of the way I quilted it, this one is definitely a hat one. I'm telling you. If I was to cut the same thing out of like a bigger one, this is like the perfect template for one of those hats. It is. It's like perfect. But you can see this is the one that I quilted. I spiral quilted it, so I just quilted it circle and circle and circle and circle all the way to the very edges. So this one's heavily quilted. And then I don't think you guys noticed, but in case you didn't, this one's stitched on both sides like this, so it creates a cross both ways. Obviously the sides of it, you know, it's lots of quilting. But this is definitely like one of those outdoor hats. Like just needs instead of the curve, it just needs a complete curve, like a brim. I think that's going to be my next video. A bucket hat. Is that what they're called? The bucket hats with the circular brim? But people wear them for fishing?
The Gilligan's Island thing?
Yeah.
I always just call it fishing hat.
Oh, well,
I don't know.
I think I'm going to make me one of those. Stay tuned for in the future, because I think I'm going to make one. It'd be cool, because I could wear it in the pool. All right.
The one I have for the military, which is bigger than what you're thinking of, we call those boonie covers.
Oh. But
that's bigger than, like, the Gilligan's Island one that has a shorter brim. I don't know what you call that.
Huh. Interesting. All right. Well, guys, thank you all for hanging out. I am going to get off of here because I was going to go hang out with some friends on Zoom or go in the pool. I don't know. Which one sounds funner? I might just go in the pool and then hang out with Scott in bed and watch TV. Because, you know, I've been watching Sons of Anarchy lately and I'm like highly obsessed with watching it. So, you know, I got to finish the whole series. We're almost done with it. We're going to move on to the next. Anyway, thank you guys all for hanging out. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up on your way out. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new and you haven't yet. It's free. So, you know, just subscribe. And don't forget to share with your quilty friends. And if you have anything that we didn't answer during this video, make sure you type it in the comments after the video. And that's it. I will see you guys on Sunday unless I get mail or something during the week, because I really have no videos this week. I'm still on my off time.
Well, no, you're working on a big project.
And I've been working on a big project that I've been filming. So you guys will see that when it's done. Yes. All right. So thank you guys. See ya. Scotty, can you press the button?
Yeah, I'm in charge of that. Sorry.
Bye.